Welcome back. Good news. Transport Minister Fikile Mbalula has been visiting various train stations across Cape Town today. It's to monitor the progress made on several Metrorail station upgrades. For 2 years now, over 300,000 daily commuters in Cape Town have been forced to find alternative transport. Our reporter Nobesuthu Hejana was there and joins us now with an update on that situation. And I say it's good news, Nobesuthu, in that, a bit of progress. We have to note a bit of progress in a situation where we're coming from, a very low base, given the situation of a train service that had totally collapsed in many parts of the country. I'll ask you about Mabopane in a moment and hear from you what came out on that front. But let's start with the Cape Town leg of the tour by the minister. What exactly is he inspecting and what is he finding as he's doing these inspections?
Well, Tulas, the minister says PRASA is on the roll. He says that by the end of July this year, they're expecting to reopen the central line, which has been closed for more than 2 years due to vandalism, theft, and of course, those people who are currently encroaching on the railways. We know that in the area of Langa, there are quite a number of people who have built their homes there. So he says that they are currently engaging with legal representatives from PRASA, as well as the representative from the people, from the lawyers that are representing those people, to ensure that they find land. They are now considering an interprovincial plan or approach to ensure that they are able to site a land and where they will be building those temporary homes for the people who are currently residing on those tracks. But this morning, the minister visited about 3 stations here in Cape Town that were previously closed due to vandalism. That include the Monte Vista, the Tygerberg stations, and he says that he's quite happy with the work that has been done there, because we did see most of the sites have been painted, the ticket box have been also refurbished. So he says with that work, he's quite confident that they'll be able to ensure that trains in Cape Town are operating at 100%. We know that currently there's about 2 lines that are working, the Northern Line and the Southern Line, and those are some of the lines that have been, or they've managed to stay afloat during the pandemic, and as well as they have not been severely vandalized. But he says that they want to continue to ensure that commuters are taken care of, especially with a lot of people in Cape Town, and I'm sure across the country, who are dependent on the railway system.
Yeah. I think the most natural follow-up question, Nobesuthu, that many people, and I've seen many people asking it, great, you've refurbished the stations and they're looking good, but what now? How do you then prevent the same activities that led to the decline happening all over again, such that in a year or 2 years from now, we find ourselves back in the situation we were in the last 2 years? I imagine that the minister, as well as the leadership at PRASA, have been engaging with that question.
Certainly, Tulas. In fact, I posed that question to the PRASA's chairperson, Mr. Leonard Ramatlakana, who said they are currently working on a plan where police will be involved, and they will also be getting uniform for the people who are currently working on a project called Peoples to Protect, because last year we did visit an area in Neertrecht. The station was completely vandalized, and when we spoke to the people who are working there, they were saying that they don't have any equipment. They instead run away from criminals because they don't feel safe. They are trying to do their work to protect the infrastructure, but because they don't have any, they're not armed, so they can't really protect themselves because they are scared of the criminals. So Mr. Ramatlakane said that they are working on a plan where they are planning to have police coming in, getting them uniforms and ensure that they are armed, as well as working with community members to ensure that the people who are protecting those stations are the people who are living in those areas, so that they can protect what essentially belongs to them.
All right, let's leave it there for now. eNCA's Nobesuthu Hejana out in Cape Town, tracking that story from that leg of its development, with the minister visiting the stations in Cape Town. And that's half the story, really. The other half is in Gauteng, where trains are back on track between Mabopane and Pretoria. The resumption comes after months of inconvenience for commuters while there was no service. eNCA reporter Pulele Chweti-Jones is in Mabopane. He spoke to some commuters earlier on.
The train has started moving once again, but while that's the case, we do understand the Transport Minister is expected to make his arrival on Wednesday to try and assess the progression that has taken place this far around. As it is right now, these trains are moving from Pretoria Station to Mabopane Station, across other stations which include the Pretoria North Station and Mountain View Station. Just behind me are some of the people who are sanitizing to ensure that it is quite safe to be inside, and of course the commuters' health conditions are not in jeopardy. Parag, how are you? How do you feel about the train now moving?
I feel good because now we can commute to town simply with the cheapest amount of money. So yeah, I'm happy. I'm happy that.
Were you badly impacted when the trains were moving, especially during COVID?
Yeah, I was badly impacted because I couldn't go to town. It cost a lot, 60 rand, return. So I had to.
I'm late for work right now, and bro, it's tough, man. It's tough, bro.
Okay. No, let me know.
Okay.
Yeah?
Now you can continue.
No, I was saying let me not get in your way because the train is about to move and I don't want you to miss it as well because I know you said you've been late. Thank you very much.
Have a good day, bro.
Okay, same to you. Those are one of the commuters who are going inside the train saying they're not quite happy with the arrival of the train as it got here very late. But of course, while frustrations continue to build up from commuters, some are still happy that the train has of course started arriving, and this is a cheaper mode of public transport that allows them to actually go to work. And as it is right now, while there's still frustrations as to other stations being affected, such as railways still not operating properly, and of course tracks having been vandalized, the minister will still have a lot to account to when he arrives here at Mabopane Station on Wednesday, and hopefully commuters can get some of the answers that they've been asking for a while.
Yeah, so the trains are back and they're running, at least those lines that have been opened. Let's not kid ourselves. There's still a lot of work to be done. There's still a whole lot of other corridors that still need to be fixed, stations that have been vandalized extensively. Actually seeing those, they're calling them people's trains, Stimela Sabantu, those blue trains that you're seeing there. They are stunning. They are world-class. They are beautiful. But in a way, I got angry because I started thinking, this shows our potential as a country, right? So if we were to really, focus on the things that we need to focus on and protect our infrastructure, this is what we could look like. This could be the mode of transport for many, many South Africans, connecting them to work opportunities, to academic opportunities and the places where they live, and making sure that it's all convenient and improves their quality of life. But instead, we seem to be ceding ground to criminals. You ask yourself, how long will these trains be running? Will we have these Stimela Sabantu trains running by July this year? It's almost like we're helpless and helpless, particularly at a state level. You can't leave it to the goodwill of people to respect the infrastructure. They've shown you they don't have that. So move to actually protect the infrastructure that we have.